Welcome to the Don Have Business Connect show. This week, our lineup of guests includes Grant Hoey with an important update on the apartment market.
Rents are going up considerably in the central city because so many more people are buying to live in there, and the rental stock is reducing considerably.
Dev Dhingra from Fundmaster and how to utilize a mortgage broker.
We are biased towards the customer to make the deal work for them and to get the best for them. Because only when I get the best deal for the customer, then only when the customer is satisfied, I get paid by the bank.
Patel, who will also speak about property, cycle rates, and everything you need to know about tax.
I have raised around 10,000.
Welcome to the Don Have Business Connect show and the project on offer this week. We have a very special project at Mangere Bridge in Kirkby. You've seen it before, but now it's coming to an end now. It's finishing. The road is getting sealed right now, and you can buy freehold sections right now at Mangere Bridge for $399,000. It comes with a concept design, 4-bedroom house, a single internal garage. So all you have to do is to get your architect to complete these plans and go and build your house. Now, these sections are only 5 to 10 minutes from the airport and also going motorway 20 to Roy Oak, you're in the city. There's a total of about 57 in the whole development, and we've got two types of buying here. You can buy your own land and contract a builder, or you can build your own home and save a lot of money, and that can be for $399, deposit at 10% now. Or if you don't want to build your home, we got a special 6-house and land package that will be selling for $795,000. Now these comes complete with 4-bedroom, comes with internal garage and very highly spec quality built, and the built is 10 years master built guarantee. Again, these available from 10% deposit. Therefore, if you buy one of these houses, they'll take about 6 months to 8 months to finish. We got a total about 6 of them for $795,000, and we got about 6 sections for $399,000. Now, if you can't wait, because a lot of the land right now is not ready until another year's time or 9 months' time, this subdivision here is ready now in the next 2 months. So you can come and physically walk on the site, see what the site will look like. By the way, they're all very flat sites. And then you can also see the house design. So it'll give you a fair idea of where the location of the land is, what the outlooks will look like. And again, the sections are from $399, 10% deposit. House is $795, also 10% deposit. So give myself a call or my team, and we'll be happy to meet you. And join me now is Grant Hoey, the apartment specialist in the central CBD. Grant, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Don.
Tell me what's going on out there in the current market environment.
We're seeing there's a bit of a gap between the vendors and the buyers currently, and that's going to change over time. We just happened to pick up a good deal last week at auction. Studio in Queen Street. We paid $293 for it, and we'll do a quick renovation and put that back out on the market, and we should get around $360 for that in the current market.
And how big was that studio, and how old was the studio?
The building was built in the 90s, and it's just under 30 square metre studio.
Okay. Well, the brand new studio now in the city are like 400 to 500 or even more, some of them for off-the-plan products, so that represents quite a bargain.
Yes, it does, yes. And a good established building that's been functioning well for many years in Queen Street.
Okay, and did you see any other bargain out there at the same auction?
We're hunting high and low. We're seeing a lot getting passed at the moment, so we're doing a lot of negotiation after post-auction.
Okay,
yeah.
So on average, if you look at say 15 deals, would you find 1 or 2 good deals? Or
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so you've got to go through the motions.
Yes.
So I guess that's the difference between going to the specialist and just turning up and buying an apartment. Because if you buy one at retail or above retail, when you go and resell, you're not going to get that gain, are you?
No, that's right. You need to know how to renovate quickly at the right costs as well to get your gain.
What's the construction cost now around town for apartment? You got any information on that, on developers and their cost-wise compared to, like existing products?
Yes, it's got to be $15,000 per square metre and
Wow.
in excess of that. And we're very much buying around the 10 and 12,000 square metre currently.
Yeah.
Yes.
So financing-wise right now, what do you think about the LVR rule for your investor to go and buy them at that level? Are they buying less, they buying more, or they still can buy because they they were ready to buy?
We haven't really stopped. We're just being more cautious on our resale price and our cash flow, because
Right.
our rents are going up considerably in the central city because so many more people are buying to live in there, and the rental stock is reducing considerably. So our cash flow is increasing significantly in the central city. So investors are going to start coming back in because the opportunities are beginning to come back.
And how's it going for your event coming up? And is it May 21st?
Yes, it is Sunday, May 21st.
Right.
Once only for the year. I'm getting a lot of bookings, a lot of inquiries. So if you go to my website, cashflowapartments.co.nz, you can view my website and book a ticket from there.
And look, the event that I was a guest speaker at Papa Shooters in Langham a few weeks ago, that was a huge success, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. We had more people than we ever have. We had to put 50, 60, 70 more seats in than we expected.
Wow, was that right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
huge.
I noticed the demand now is the public now, especially the younger generations and also existing business people, they're now doing a shortcut process. They just go straight to coaching now. They don't have time, so they just come to specialist guys like you. Say, hey, look, I want to buy something. Yes, it costs me some money, but I want to save a lot of money because I'm saving time. I'm buying the right property. I'm buying property with instant capital gain. And I notice more and more of them are coming on the market now, the demand for your services.
Yes, it shortcuts your purchase and reduces your risk considerably when you get next to a professional and learn all the shortcuts and learn how to do it properly.
Yeah. And can you tell me some of the best deal that you actually purchase on your client's behalf or for your clients?
We've done one in Pitt Street, comes to mind immediately. It was a 2-bedroom ex-hotel stock, so it was in very, very good quality. We purchased that at auction and we resold that. It didn't sell at auction, but it sold post-auction for a very good price. It was 2 bedrooms. We carpet, paint, because it was fairly new, we didn't have to do anything to the kitchen, which was great. The bathroom was in great condition, and the client made a quick $50,000 out of that in about 6 weeks.
Well, that beats working for somebody for $50,000 for the year.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah. So Grant, when the client makes $50,000, and $50,000 is a lot of money, and naturally there's a tax issue they got to pay. But naturally, being a full-time investor, being in your program, you naturally teach them all about tax structures and what is the advantage for tax payments.
Yes, absolutely, and that's what I'll be detailing in my seminar on Sunday, the 21st of May. Come along, and questions like that and many, many more questions like that will be answered in detail.
And that's a good problem to have, isn't it? If you make a profit, you pay tax.
Yes, if you don't make a profit, you don't pay tax.
Correct. So I'd rather be in the paying tax problem.
Correct. Yes.
But you will then teach me how to do that part, or the client to come on
Yes,
Sunday.
we set up structures, all that sort of thing.
Well, Grant, look, I'm looking forward to see you at your event coming up in May, and wish you all the best.
Great, thanks very much, Tom.
Property of the week. We got a real special property for you. This one here is a super bargain. It is in Maniriwa. It's in Hyperion Drive, a 3-bedroom home on a full site, 670 square metre land, 3-bedroom, double garage with a swimming pool. Right now the property is vacant. It was on the market at $649,000. Vendor right now we're looking at offers in the $530 to $540 range. And it is ready right now for you. The place needs a bit of work, but hard work pays off. And then once you spend that money, renovate the house, you revalue the property. Similar properties selling on fully renovated are selling for the $620, $630 mark. Therefore, this property right now for the $530 plus range, it is a bargain of the week. So you want to buy it, rush in and take it off us before it goes to somebody else. And joining me now is Dev from Fundmaster. Dev, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Don.
Look, this is a great segment, and we know that everybody thinks that when they want to buy property, they go to the bank. But 99% of my client now, or even myself now, we don't go to the bank anymore. We use the mortgage broker. And can you explain the difference between the two services?
Yeah, definitely. First, my question on the hindsight is that which mortgage broker do you use? Because you don't use me.
Well, you got to be on the show before I use you.
All right. So, coming back to your question, sorry, Don, I just digressed a little bit because when I see that there's an opportunity, I first jump on the opportunity.
Yes.
Then I do talk about other stuff.
Right.
But the difference, It has been historical in New Zealand that people would want to go to a bank first because when they think of a loan, they want to go to a bank first. But if you go to Australia or UK markets, people first think of a mortgage broker.
Right.
More than 50% of the people in Australia think about a mortgage broker, and they go to a bank after. In an example, why you should speak to a mortgage broker first than going to a bank, because when you go to a bank directly, I've been a banker myself.
Right.
When you go to a bank directly, you ask questions to a bank, and as a banker, I need to record your details. I discuss about you, I talk about your details, and I put things in the system, right? And sometimes people who are very new on the job, they
Yeah.
put things in the system, and the results cannot be, more positive.
But the consumer doesn't know that person is new at the job.
Exactly.
They just know they work for the bank.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, that when you go to a bank, can be new, old, whatever. Let's say, let's take an argument that it's an old person sitting in the bank for 10 years and they know exactly what they know and what they do.
Yes.
So customer goes in there and he's not clear of what his goals are. He doesn't know about the savings. He doesn't know about anything what he wants to do. He just wants to buy a house.
Yeah.
Right. So he goes and talks to someone, gives their income details and everything, and the banker says no, it doesn't meet servicing, or says sorry, come back later, or says you need an appointment, or you need to wait for 2 years or 3 years, and people get demoralized and they just go home and sit down. Or sometimes they give all the information and they've got a lot of debt outside, like credit cards and other loans and personal loans and car loans and Harley Davidson loans. All those loans are there and they go and declare it to a bank. That's where the banker then puts in an application. If the banker puts in an application, it might spit a decline, right? And then it becomes difficult for them and they're demoralized.
And the bank's a 9 to 5 service, right? Monday to Friday?
Yes, banks are 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, but some banks are open on Saturday, Sunday as well.
Okay.
There is a 7-day service as well. But coming to a mortgage broker, the biggest difference on a mortgage advisor, especially the fund master, that's my team,
Yes.
is that we are available for them 7 days.
Yeah.
We are available for them after hours as well. My phone loops. So if I don't answer a call, somebody else will answer a call. If that person doesn't answer a call, it goes to another person. And we are available at any time. In the
Okay.
evening, at night. If somebody's sitting with an agent and they've come to us, they can call us at night as well and ask us if they can put an offer, what should be the conditions, what should not be the conditions, because we are not an 0800 number. You've seen the 0800 number thing that you have to wait for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 40 minutes to get someone on the phone.
And the client can ring you on the spot and say, I'm borrowing $5,000, how much is my repayment weekly?
Yes, exactly.
You can tell them over the phone. Can't you?
Exactly. And as a mortgage broker, going back to the spiel that they should come first visit a mortgage broker. 1, it's no obligation.
Yes.
2, it's free. 3, it's convenient. You can see me in the evening. I can come to your house. You can come to my office. I can meet you on a Saturday or my team or a Sunday.
Any other banker actually come to people's house? Is there such a thing?
Some mobile lending guys can do that.
Okay.
But again, as I was mentioning to you that bankers are paid.
Right.
We are biased towards the customer to make the deal work for them and to get the best for them. Because only when I get the best deal for the customer, then only when the customer is satisfied, I get paid by the bank.
So is it fair to say you've got to work harder for the
I
client?
have to work harder for the customer anytime more than a banker or anyone else, because I am biased toward that customer. I have to make sure that the bank's expectations and the customer's expectations are met. And I am the person who's marrying those two expectations.
So say if I'm a night shift worker,
Yeah.
say I finish work at 2 o'clock in the morning or at midnight, and that's the only time I'm available, what are you going to do?
Well, if it's a customer which only you can meet me at 3 a.m. in the morning,
Yes.
I will meet them at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
But they have to come to my office.
Right. That's a fair call.
Exactly.
Because obviously security-wise, you don't know
Exactly.
the background of the client.
Yes, you have many examples. When we go visit some of the places, we do get scared sometimes. But again, security is important. But yes, it is the need of the customer as well sometimes.
I actually, bringing it back to they must come to your office. I actually use the McDonald McCafe in Queensland quite a lot because it's 24 hours,
Most safest place.
free car park, and then it's neutral.
And you meet customers at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
That's good. So that's what, when next time you meet a customer at 4 a.m. in the morning, you take me along because I can do their loans straight away.
I used to meet people at 5 a.m. in the morning because they got to go to the airport because that's their flight time. But I think these days I don't do that anymore. But before the client meets you, they should send the information through you via the email.
What we are doing now is that, what we do now is we first call a customer and then take the details over the phone. I do a verbal calculation
Yes.
and do all the servicing calculations, and I tell them, okay, it's not an urgent thing. I can meet in a week's time or 10 days time.
Yes.
Or it's very urgent. I want to buy a property tomorrow. Okay, the calculation meets servicing. When can we meet? I want to meet in the next 2 hours. Okay, I'm available here.
Right.
So we meet the customer according to their need. And we want to make sure that we also time it properly, because if I start meeting everyone 24 hours,
Yes.
I will stop doing my quality customer leads, which
Right.
is important for them as well, to make sure that I look after my existing customers. So what we do is that we pre-qualify a customer, then we send them a checklist of documents, what is required for them to be prepared.
Yes.
They come and meet us, we do go through their bank statements, we go through their saving statements, we tell them yes, it's possible, which bank it's possible, what they need to know to get a loan done, and if it's 10%, 20%, we actually map a pathway for them to get
Right.
the best deal from the best bank and what suits their best location to buy a house.
And do you arrange insurance and also valuation
Everything.
for them?
We can talk to a valuer for them, we can talk to a building report guy for a builder, we can also talk to a lawyer for them. We can give them ample opportunities and ample options to meet every lawyer or a valuer or a builder with every cost.
Right.
Sometimes if you call a builder, nobody, not many people know about it, you would know about it. If you call a builder and say, I want a building report, they'll say $500.
Right.
And if you want to look at 10 properties, you do 10 building reports as a first-home buyer, that's a
Yes.
lot of money, right?
Yes.
So for them, what we tell them is that you can ask the builder to do a verbal report.
Yes.
They charge you $150 to $200.
Yes.
Can be extra or lesser as well, depends on the builder, which can be a verbal report which tells you that the property is good. And later on, if you like that property and you buy that property and the bank wants a full report, you can pay another $250 to get that report done in a
Right.
full-fledged manner and give it to the bank.
What's the average loan size now for a first-home buyer, you think?
Average
in
loan
Auckland?
size for a first-home buyer in Auckland is ranging between 600 to 800.
Wow.
That is the range now.
You know, in 1994, I was selling a section in Mangrove for $35,000, and now it's $450,000 for the land alone. Now the average home size is $600,000. So does that mean the income criteria is more now to match the repayment?
Well, it is more, obviously, because a lot of people, again, another difference between a banker and a broker, when a customer comes to us, we tell them that the bank's test rates are different. If the normal interest rate is 4.5%, 5%, the bank's internal test rate for a mortgage calculation is different. Can be different in the vicinity of different rates, 7, 8, whatever, right? But we tell the customer that according to your income, this bank will be the best fit for you. So
Right.
when a customer comes to us, one, we have the ability and the capability to tell them about all the banks. We have the ability to shop around and go to different banks and get them the best deal. And we have the ability to also tell them that the best banking or their needs in terms of revolving credits, savings, total monies, offset mortgages, which bank has got which product. Rather than them wasting the time and going to every bank on every Sunday
Yes.
and asking about every bank's product and checking and writing notes, they can come to one-stop shop, which is us at the
Right.
Fund Master, and we can talk to them and tell them, this bank has got this product, this bank has got this product. If you go and if you want this in the next 10
So you
years or
give
5
all
years.
the comparisons, basically.
Yeah, all the comparisons, all the interest rates. We also tell them that what should be the budget. How should they budget their mortgage? What should be their way to cut corners so that they can save a bit more
Is
deposit?
there such
to buy
time
a
as
new
when
house?
you got the loan approved for the client and they got nervous because for the first time they owing $600,000, they changed their mind, they don't want to buy?
It doesn't happen. Once people come to us and they get an approval, they're pretty much confident they want to buy. Only instances can be worst case scenarios, which job losses or deaths in family or whatever. Those are the bizarre or the worst case
Yeah.
circumstances which pull people away. But 99% people who take a pre-approval, they keep on looking. And some people are a bit more patient than the others, especially with the first-time buyers. There's a lot of hand-holding. You go around with them, you look at properties, you go to auctions, you tell them. And also another big difference between us and the banks is that 90% is when a customer needs valuations. And 90% the bank will put a valuation condition.
Yes.
And if you go on getting valuations every time, there's a big problem.
Yes.
So we work with our customers on that way and make sure that we help them to find the right property. And even if they want to go to an auction, we work with the bank to prepare them to go to an auction. So we are available for them after hours. It's a service of convenience. It's a service where we save time, save money, and a lot of value addition for customers.
Well, you definitely helped me sell. You might as well become the bodyguard of finance for everyone.
I want to.
So
Fund Master, the bodyguard.
thank you for coming on the show.
Thank
Looking
you,
forward
Don.
to see you again.
Thank you so much.
millionaire tip for the week. Now, you saw it in the paper lately about how to become a millionaire or how to get ahead. Well, you're not going to get ahead working in a fixed salary job as it states. So, look, you still need your job for your cash flow, but you need a second job, you need a third job, or you're out of time, then you need to be able to have a trade me account. You have to go to the auction house. There's many auction houses around that sells. For example, I actually went to the auction house, even myself, I still went to the auction house lately. I bought about 100 soap bottles, and they were like $1 for 2. So I bought 100 of them. Now, why did I buy them? It's because it doesn't matter how fancy your soap bottles are at home. After a while, it doesn't come out. But these basic glass ones with the silver top, you go to the restaurant now, they're using them. So for $1 for 2, you could sell them for, say, $12 for 2. And you put them on Tray Me, and somebody else will come in and they'll buy a dozen of them off you. And that's what you need to do. You need to buy things at auction on a bulk basis and just double the value and sell them. This is how you become self-employed and add on more incomes. And joining me now is Jatin Patel from Patel and Pike. Jatin, welcome back on the show.
Yep, thank you, Don, for having me.
And how was your cycling in the South Island for Tier Fund, your fundraising for cycling?
We have done extremely well, Don, with you guys as a top one real estate support, and there are a lot of other supporters, including my friends and family.
Okay, how many people were involved in cycling?
A total 320 cyclists. There's 80 cyclists started from Caprianga to Masterton.
Yeah.
And balance, which is around 220 or so, started from Queenstown, and we ended up in Picton.
Everyone finished the race?
Everyone finished the race, and touch wood, there is no accident. There was no major accident. So
And that was how many kilometers was that over?
total around 700 kilometers, and we have done 7 days. So
7 days?
7 days. So we started on 31st March, and we finish on 6th of April.
So you do like 100K a day? Roughly.
Around sometime 80 kilometers, sometime 120, sometime 128 kilometers. So they have to average out to 700 kilometers.
And what was the total fundraise?
There were nearly 4 to 5 charities. One was a TIA fund, second child cancer, third one Heart Foundation, then St. John, and bike in the schools. So there are 4 or 5 charities, and total raise around 400,000 plus.
Wow.
TIA fund raise 150,000 and still keep coming, because they're gonna shut down the donation line, I think, end of this month. We have, I have raised around 10,300 plus. So we were number 1 in the TIA fund fundraising. There were 68 cyclists took part from TIA fund.
And what sort of, you're an accountant, and then what sort of other professionals were there in the same race?
Same race, we had a doctors.
Right.
They were riding the doctor from Unicorn Foundation that's relating to the neuroendocrine tumor and the cancer. And he been been to Melbourne for his treatment, and he is riding with us.
Okay.
Being a doctor and the professor,
Wow.
He has done very well.
But this is
and
one of the
was-
biggest fundraisers I ever raised, you would say?
Yeah, the 400,000 plus was the biggest for Tour of New Zealand.
How's the rider get protected along the journey of riding for that long? Was there a police car involved and a car at the back to protect all the riders?
There are support vehicles are there at the front and in the middle and at the end. So if cyclists are slow, there are at the back, there's support vehicle always, they follow them till they finish the ride. And St. John ambulance is always there. They're just going forward and backwards and keep an eye of any accident it happens.
Okay.
Plus we have Avanti bike has given their mechanic. So if any puncture or any small damage, they're just there to help you to fix it up and move on.
Now, this is not your first time riding in this event or the same sort of event, but this is now, I think, your third time maybe?
No, this is on my sixth or seventh ride.
Wow.
I have done 2 rides for Ride to Conquer Cancer in 2013 and 14.
Yeah.
And we were number 1 in that as well.
What made you start riding bikes?
Oh, we used to ride in India, but India is a flat. There is no hills here over in India. But Then I left it, and I saw the one sort of brochure about Right to Conquer Cancer in one of the cafe shop in 2013, and I thought, well, let's do something on this side, and we moved on, and we've done very well so far.
Well, that's very good. Part of my donation is like you got to finish the ride, so I'm glad you did finish the ride because there's no cheating there on the way to get my fundraise. But now we get into the boring subject now about tax.
Yes.
So, 31st of March, financial year is finished. The client now has to get all the information, especially business people. Business people are the worst people to get information to you for tax returns. So, from larger client to smaller clients, what sort of information do you need from them to hand it into you as soon as possible?
As end of year is just finished a month ago, and now we are started chasing my other top clients plus the medium-sized businesses and the smaller businesses as well. We are asking the clients to get the record from the bank, like loan statements, which includes principal and interest summary plus any other expenses they have incurred.
I notice now the banks, the sooner you have your financial ready, the better it is for the business to get additional lending, say buying a house or additional credit funding, because the bank wants their financial year account as soon as possible.
That's right. Banks are chasing because 2016 financial year, they say is very old, is a 1 year old. We don't want to,
right.
we are not interested.
Yeah.
We would like to go for 2017, which is the latest one. And yes, they are pushing us as well.
So the client has to be ahead of the bank if they're looking at borrowing money?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Because that's very, very important. When the client is buying properties, then we need that financials to be presented to the bank as soon as possible. That will help them a lot to get the loan approved.
I know that we are way ahead of ourselves now, so all our information are ready for you because we want our financials ready as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And if the information is there, we always push that job very quickly.
Right. Well, I think it's a great reminder for all of your client, our client, and including ourselves to get our records ready for you. Yeah. And look, you've got a special ride coming up in the near future?
Yes. We are planning to go to London in July. So we are riding from London to Paris. There are 4 days, 444 kilometers. Again, we are raising funds for TF Fund. There are some other charities are included.
So you'll be taking New Zealand dollars or the English pounds because it'd be...
We are taking English pounds. and we are going towards France. So that will take 4 days, but we're not riding in the tunnel. So people are asking me one common question, what about tunnel? I said, well, we are not riding, it's not allowed. Right. I think there are some ferries is allowed and the train is allowed.
So I might come along for that ride.
Yep, you're most welcome.
For that ride, I might come along.
So that will be the best for us too as well. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show. We're looking forward to catch up with you soon.
No problem. Thank you very much, Don. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Tune in next week for the Don Ha Business Connect show with more important guests. In the meantime, make sure business is working for you and don't be afraid to take action.